Too much for something, do no. Shimbaba dooba, dooba ding, dooba da dum. Scoo-boo boo ba doo boo. Skip it a ba, skip it a boo, skip it a bee baby, ba da ba.
That's gonna be in my head all day.
Chi da da ti da ta ta. Cha na na ni na ni na na. Chip it a doo, chip it a da. Skiddly ba 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 doo doo. I'm gonna start this game. Beep 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 ba ba ba. Bow. Bow. Woo. This is the intro of Full Throttle. Playing Full Throttle. I'll finish.
When I smell asphalt, I think of Maureen.
I'll finish Day of Tentacle later.
That's the last sensation I had before I blacked out.
This is Roy Conrad,
Smell of asphalt.
the voice of. He's passed away. He's a really nice guy.
Her face. She said she'd fix my bike.
This is Full Throttle. This is exciting. This is the first game I did all by myself. Well, I didn't do it all by myself, but I was the only project leader and designer on it. So
Yeah. When I think
was just going nuts and doing cinematic. I really liked
asphalt.
Road Warrior, obviously, and samurai movies like Yojimbo.
You're dumber than dirt.
And so we did all these dramatic, like pan down.
Only listen to my plan.
I
Vision.
we got contacted by MTV. They wanted to do or they were thinking about doing a cartoon for on. They used to do a lot of animation on MTV, like MTV Oddities and Liquid Television and stuff. And they were interested in Full Throttle. And I actually went out to New York and had a meeting, like way up on the 50th floor or something. And I was talking to this guy there, and they were doing all this animation. They had some animation there, and or at least the production part of it. And he was playing the game. He said that he was playing the game, and Mike Judge walked by because they're doing, Beavis and Butthead at the time. And he stopped, and he came back in the room. He's like, did that guy just say, whenever I smell asshole, I think of Maureen? I can't do the Beavis voice because he sounds just like Beavis or Butthead. So whenever I play the game now, I think of, whenever I smell asshole, I think of Maureen. So what between them bugs me? Larry Ahearn, animator, lead animator. Oh, what's gonna happen? My nude scene is coming up. I pointed this out before, but yeah. That was not, I didn't know about that. Charlie Ramos, I think, put that under Peter Chan or Brian Rich. One of those artists stuck that in. So the Gone Jackals soundtrack. We tried so many different things to get a cool, like, kind of heavy metal soundtrack, You can see a lot of things that were starting with this game were things that really came true with Brutal Legend, but I was trying to get a heavy metal soundtrack, and but it was the 90s, so actually grunge was bigger, and we actually went down to LA and had a meeting at A&M Records about getting Soundgarden to do music, and it got really close until they figured out we weren't going to pay them any money. So that kind of fell apart. Ben Throttle. And his name is Ben Throttle, but we never say that in the game because at the last minute we cut it out because Biker Mice from Mars came out, and their biker was called Throttle. Okay, Mark Hamill has 3 parts in the game. He played also Luke Skywalker. And Castucci was, I'm going to read all these names really fast. Castucci was also the voice of Lita in Brutal Legend. And so, look, you can see Peter Sagal, Charlie Ramos, Chan, with me forever. So we're being really, this is a transitional project where it had like the first use of like 3D for us in the game. Because we did a lot of things like actually modeled the bikes and the vehicles in 3D. There's Peter McConnell. Bajakian for sound. So we modeled a lot of the bikes, actually animated them driving around, and then painted over them. It's Chris Brown. Hamilton Camp passed away. Really nice. Steve Bloom. A lot of these voices you'll see in a lot of our games. We like working with him. There's Scum, Ron Gilbert. Have you heard of him? He's very famous. Purvis. Yeah, Tetris. What do you I don't like that edit. That music edit's a little rough. You worked on this forever. This is the first time I was like, fuck it, I want the awesome credit where he flicks the cigar. Me. Dun 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 dun.
Hey, Ben. You know Ben Wood broke. Yeah. cast and come away.
Those guys look tough, badass dudes.
Relax.
You can see how long this opening cutscene is. This is where it started to get into like, maybe the cutscene shouldn't be this long, but it's so awesome. We were so just in love with the stuff we were doing. We were like, no, it's got to be just a little bit longer.
You better stay out here, Red. This place.
The new game we're making has no opening cutscene, so it's awesome. But some people would argue this really sets the mood, and
Drove over my car.
it does set up a really complicated kind of thing.
What could possibly be taking so long?
I love Ripper. That's Mark Hamill.
Corley got himself in trouble.
Nestor and Bolus.
Maybe they took the old guy out back and worked him over with a 2x.
The voices are so great. What the hell is this device doing? That's the most noisy GPS I've ever seen.
Some tale of the glory days. But Malcolm, isn't that illegal?
Not back then, it wasn't.
That's probably the best line in the game. That's probably the best line.
Right with these days.
And like there's like a mustache biker over here. Who's that guy?
Although I'm sure he'd much rather be riding with your little club.
God, that guy is so evil. Listen to this music.
I thought you might like some help.
Evil.
Sales pitch, sir. Sales pitch?
So I mean, obviously a lot of the themes in the game are about authenticity. You know, bikers, that's their thing. Is like authentic. I mean, trying to think of the research I did for this game. I mean, the idea for the game came from a friend of mine who was talking about what she did during the summer and how she was up in Alaska and hanging out at this biker bar, and these bikers like Big Rick and Smiling Phil would come by and like talk about Sturgis, and she just thought their lives were crazy. And the more she told me about it, the more I realized that these bikers are kind of like pirates, and they're like there's another culture that people don't have a window into most of the time, but has its own rules, kind of like an alternative to a fantasy setting. So I read Hell's Angels by Hunter S. Thompson, and everything we studied about. Management was really worried about it because they thought, what are you going to do with a bunch of bikers? Are you going to be selling drugs and beating people up?
The doctor says he only has a few months to live.
But no, you don't sell drugs. We don't really specify actually what
He's not
these.
just a nice guy. He's also the last.
That'd be really funny if outside the really heroic story of Full Throttle, they were just totally nasty people who were. It's all Sons of Anarchy. Do you hear that? That's a Clint Bajakian's genius right there. Random crow squawk. Exactly the right time.
Not thugs for rent.
Peter Chan designed this logo. He loves logos.
The rock wheelers.
It actually looks like a logo for Peter Chan, though, if you look at it. PC.
Then I guess it'll have to be nothing.
That'd be nothing.
And that's your last word. That's
Let's
it.
turn this up to listen to
I'd
this.
like to make you just one final offer.
Whack.
Bonus. Take this coat and go get his motorcycle. I'll have to tie up this little 200-pound loose end. You need to look like an accident.
That stuff should actually think.
Do I have a little fond memories of this game? No. No. I don't. Well, no, I do. Let's see.
Where's Ben going?
Your colleague
Nope,
has
no memories.
decided to accept our generous offer after all.
I do. I mean, I often say that like Day of the Tentacle is the last time we had an easy time making a game, and this was the first game that was like, it's the first game that felt hard to me because we were trying to do a lot. I mean, all this 3D stuff and telling this big cinematic story. We got rid of the interface. You see the Day of the Tentacle interface is gone. It's now full screen. And just try to push things a lot, and it was really hard to get it done, and we went over budget. I remember the time that our producer came in the room, and she was like, okay, we're late. We have to do something about it. When is the game going to be done? I was like, I don't know. And she goes, which is still the way I approach things. And she's like, what? I didn't even want to tell you what the budget is. I was like, what is it? She goes, I was like, is it over $1 million? She goes, yeah. So that was this huge thing to go over $1 million, and now that's not that big, but it was really big back then for one of these games.
How did you convince them to let you make it?
Well, it was really kind of a dark period where after Day of the Tentacle, they asked Dave and I, the other project leader on Day of the Tentacle, what do you want to make next? I'm like, oh, we have some ideas. He goes, why don't you make a document that's like your best 5 ideas and pitch to us? And so we put together a document. They asked us both to come up with ideas for sequels to Day of the Tentacle and sequels to Monkey Island. So we had a Monkey 3, we each had our Monkey 3 pitch, we each had a Day of the Tentacle sequel, and I had a biker game, a Day of the Dead game, and a spy game in my package. And I pitched it, and the management at the time, they just were like, "What is this crap?" Like, and you pitched us 5 games. Like, which one do you want to make? Do you want to make any of them? Like, they were like, it seemed like we just didn't care about any of them because we pitched so many. And I swear they almost fired us. They were like, they sat there and they calculated how much they paid us to make these 2 pitches, and like threw that at us. Like, you're really wasting our time. And I was like, oh. So I went back, and I remember I talked to Hal Barwood at the time. He was just down the hallway. He's the guy who made the Indiana Jones games, and just like they want me to put all this marketing stuff and like explain why it's going to be a big hit and stuff. And he goes, "Well, do it." And I was like, "Oh." So it was kind of like a growing up thing where previously at the company, it kind of felt like you just had to say why your idea was cool and it would get made. And this was like kind of waking up to the fact that you have to take responsibility for explaining why you think your game's going to be a big hit. Why this, I think. And so I wrote this whole thing about how I thought, I love Guybrush and Bernard, but they're kind of lovable losers, you know, that you kind of love, you know, they kind of pratfalls and you're laughing at them, but you're identifying with them in this way. But maybe only people who really, a certain kind of a person is drawn to that. And there's other type of people who would be drawn to a character who's cooler than they were and who knew the answers to things and was powerful and could kick down doors and be tough and stuff. And so let's try to do a hero that's that kind of person, you know, like aspirational in that way. And that's where Ben Throttle came from. So then I re-pitched it, and they're still worried about the whole drugs and heroin thing, but there wasn't any drugs and heroin thing. So it got approved. I think that's the period where Dave went on to go help with a version of The Dig at that point. And I did this. It's the first puzzle. You click on the dumpster. It was such a bummer because we did this in the Double Fine Game Club, or the Double Fine Adventure Game Club. Greg plays games on Saturday mornings and live streams them. And he played this game with his mom, and his mom, instead of doing all this, clicking around and having Ben punched, which I thought was so fun, she just immediately found the solution on the first click and punched it right out. Trying to get to ways to make adventure games more like accessible and immediate. Immediate, I think, is a better word, where just things aren't so many clicks away and things just happen. So that was one of the first things we wanted to do, is like have you just, something happens when you click on that dumpster, you know? Not everything has to be you constructing a text adventure sentence by using a parser, you know? So you can kind of tell that bike was originally made in 3D. I think that oh, here's our interface. So you can tell by that, I think that highlight on the gas tank, that's not something someone would have drawn that way. But so instead of having the verbs at the bottom of the screen, you have this theory that your eye is on the cursor, you know? So that's where all your verbs should be, because you're already looking there. Instead of having your eye darting up and down, you should just have your verbs where your eye is already. So we can have something that identifies what the item is, and we boiled down the verbs from 1,000 verbs to 9 to 9 to 6 to now just 3. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Use your hand, use your mouth, use your eyes, and use your foot. And this is your verbs should be part of the character, the main character. Like, what's he? He's an action-oriented, he's a biker, so his verbs should be seem action-oriented, even though really these are the same examine, talk to, punch, and kick kind of verbs you normally have. Let's kick it. Hey, wait, oh, kickstart. That makes sense. Does it? Kickstart?
Some joker took my keys. I don't like that.
Let's see if I always want to see what I let. You try and put as much interactivity in these rooms as possible, so I guess I'd let you leave the room, but
That's
then...
where I came from. Nothing that way from me but a warrant. I'd never catch up to them on foot.
A warrant? Why does he already have a warrant out? So, we added this thing in this game where you have these special icon when you're over a door, and you can double tap to teleport to get through it faster, which did not help with the biggest problem with this game, is that people complained it was too short because it's only 8 hours long. I feel like I've told you all these stories before. Have I told you? No. Thank God the internet was not as strong back in '95, because they just had these chat rooms and stuff where people just complained about being too short. And if it was nowadays, I'd have to watch let's just say Penny Arcade complain about how short it was. Just kidding. It's much louder. The internet is much louder. And that was really hard because the game was the most work we'd ever put into a game, and it was just, the playtime was so short.
just the internet back then? Or
Oh.
was it everyone that played it going that way?
Well, it was short. I mean, it was like, 8 hours is really short when we were always talking about 40 hours for these adventure games. I think Monkey 2 was close to that, and Monkey 2 might have been 20 hours, really. So it was short. It's not short anymore. I mean, it's not short. I think the first one, I feel like, what was it, Prince of Persia that came out, and it was 8 hours, and then after that, everyone's like, it was the same kind of thing. It was like by pushing on the production value so much, you just run out of time, and I think games are all pushing on, AAA games push on their production value so much that they can't be, 40 hours long. And then I think it's an interesting debate about whether people want, I think we had this debate already, but like whether people really want a 40-hour game, or, because people do play games like Fallout 3 for, long, many hours. So I think people just want good games. Let's just say that. Let's just leave it at that. People want good games of any length.
It's closed.
Oh, yeah? Let me in.
Open up.
Well, I remember that little pound in him. I'll do that again.
Open up.
I'd spent so much time making sure his feet didn't shuffle while he did that pounding thing.
I'm not putting my lips on that.
See, I would have said that means you yell, open up. Love that kick animation. Okay.
I fixed your door.
Good
It
one.
was sticky.
Look, I don't want no
See, that's where
trouble.
Roy Conrad
Just
really
leave
makes this
me out
game.
of
Like
this
just that
mess.
delivery of like I fixed your door, it was kicking. It's really important to find like any actors that undersell stuff that like don't like act. Especially we got so many auditions for Ben that were like just because we said he's a tough biker, right? So everyone's like oh like acted really tough. And Roy Conrad didn't act tough at all. He just had this voice that was commanding and quiet, and that was what was neat about Roy. And so he could say a line, he would undersell it, which all the real tough guys in movies like Yojimbo or in like any Clint Eastwood Western, they don't go around acting tough. They're quiet, and you just know not to mess with them, I like to kick the piano.
Play.
Nice sound effects. Okay.
What's this?
It's a big blobby gray shape. I was taking an art class.
That's one big fish.
Yep.
15 guys with towels in their belts?
I graduated class from bartending school.
Are you the guy with the lampshade on his head? Or the guy chugging out of the punch bowl?
Lampshade.
I just wonder. I would like to see. Did I actually tag all this stuff, or did?
The monitor doesn't have any controls. The monitor doesn't have any controls.
All right. I'm gonna try and get through this
The
game.
monitor doesn't have any controls.
Yeah, the signal was piped in from Kickstand National Headquarters.
Kickstand. And Soundgarden had a song called Kickstand.
This your pit bull?
Nah, that's my baby picture.
Whoa.
Watch it, that's my sister.
That means okay.
What other games did you work with? Roy
Can't.
on?
Got a
Nothing.
ride.
Just this one.
Just this one?
Yep. Yep. He came up. I took a picture of him in my office. Let's see. Okay. Let's talk to this guy.
Looks like you're out of customers.
Yeah, your gang took off with those well-dressed gentlemen. So what'll it be, Mac?
Whoa, dialogue. This font looks huge. Looking for my
Looking
keys.
for my keys.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think you're in on this whole bum deal.
I think he is too.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do about it?
I'm gonna grab your nose ring and okay, hold on. Spoilers.
What do you have?
I want to know who knocked me out.
Maybe you just passed out. You should learn to handle your liquor.
What is this character? Wait, hold on. Is that a beaver?
Good thing that's a badger.
Why?
Because if that were a dead polecat, I'd have to trash the place.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get out of here.
You want something?
Where'd everybody head off to?
What am I, the cruise director? Maybe they're up on the Lido deck.
Nice one. Good one.
You
There we
know
go.
what might look better on your nose?
What?
The bar.
God, we're animating the entire screen. How do we do that?
All all right. I got your keys, but I don't know nothing. They had guns. They told me to stall you as long as possible. Why?
It's weird
I don't
looking.
know. I don't know. I overheard them say something about an ambush up the road. What else? Nothing. Look, man.
Keys.
Here are your keys, all right?
That guy's name is Quahog.
Oh, someone did say something about killing you and making it look like an accident. They didn't do too good of a job there. But why ambush the polecats?
It's funny. So Peter scored that entire cutscene. Yes, his bartender doesn't call him Quahog, but Quahog is in Moby Dick. When Queequeg signs the ship's log, he signs it Quahog, his mark, and there's like an X. So, I don't know. So I don't know why I like the name Quahog. I've always liked the name Quahog. I just like to bring up Moby Dick so people know this is fucking literary. Okay, I got my keys. Let's get out of here. Kick. If you can't kick, don't ride. That looks like a Easter Island head right there. Let's turn this up. Yeah. That little sequence was how I knew we were making a great game. I was like, yes. Foot, throttle.
When I'm on the road, I'm indestructible. No one can stop me.
Nice.
But they try.
This is a Peter looped something from when the whatchamacallit, the Gone Jackals. Okay, now here we're actually using Vince's engine from Rebel Assault. So Rebel Assault was like this trench run game. You're going down a trench and you're shooting TIE fighters. So we used it with this, CG created road. And
Someone's ambushing the pole.
people complain about the fact that there are action sequences in this game. But part of it is that he's an action guy. It would feel strange if you didn't get to kick someone off a bike at some point. Or swing a bicycle chain.
That does it.
A motorcycle chain.
Come on, kitty. Let's get down.
Rottweilers.
Don't give up.
Actually, I hired a sound guy who looked just like that later. See if I remember this. How do you... This guy's not too hard. How do I kick? Oops. Forgot how to kick. Oh, there it is. Right click switches it. There you go. Come on. When in doubt, click a lot. Oh, see, there's a lot of strategy to this. It's not a button masher, people. Get up, do it again. Yeah, okay, ready?
Don't give up now.
Timing. Got him. See?
All right.
Yeah.
That's the spirit.
And a kick. Kick.
Do you think it's strange to introduce death or failure?
We were always anti-death in these games. The thought was always that every time you had to go to a save load screen to load your save game. Oh wow, this game is harder than I remembered. That was from starting with Ron. He was the Sierra games, you would die and it would say load your game, and that takes you out of the fantasy world. It's locked to me. Come on.
All right.
Come on. Okay, he's got me against the wall. Get off me. What? Okay. Hold on a second.
Hey. Don't give up now.
It's been a long time. Get away from me. No! Yeah, we'll cut this part out. We'll totally cut this part out. So that's either I learned how to do it or we just made it so you won after the third time. I have some concept art somewhere, me drawing this sequence happening. Whoa! He dropped his wheel. He could probably do this. We should have had something that said 2 hours later and he's still doing it before he fell. I don't think that would happen. I think he'd actually flip over Poor Ben. How bleak. Look how empty that was. People always thought this game was post-apocalyptic. Wow. Trippy.
Making it look like an accident.
Blood.
They had guns. Something about an ambush up the road.
It's dark. Rosie Perez coming up. Not really Rosie Perez. She takes a picture of him before she helps him.
Man, this is gruesome. My editor better print these in color. Now I have to get you some help, I suppose. Ah, quit moaning. I know someone around here who can fix anything.
That is blood stayed on the screen. Okay. Whoa, gas mask. This is trippy.
What are you?
I'm a mechanic, and apparently a pretty good doctor as well. My name's Maureen.
My name's Ben.
What's that
How did
tattoo,
you get
Maureen?
over the head, Maureen.
You were in an accident. A reporter
going on
found
here?
you and brought you and your bike here.
Oh, I think I know what it is. I think it's foreshadowing.
Brought it back from the dead. Sort of like what I did with you. Need a little help getting it finished, though.
We got some fan art when we announced the game. Some kids wrote in, just based on an article in a like a games magazine, and the thing they were highlighting, they really liked the knee pads. That was their favorite thing. Cool knee pads. I like how the music's kind of like Maureen's theme. The love theme from Full
Who
Throttle.
are you?
Maureen, remember? If that's too hard, maybe you should just stick with Mo.
Mo.
Do you have a last name?
I prefer not to use it. What about you?
Because that's an important story point. That's why she doesn't want to use
Ben
it.
and Mo forever, I guess.
Ben and Mo
You live
forever.
in this town?
Well, Melonweed's not much of a town.
Melonweed.
What's left of it
I used to be
is
so good at
Junkyard.
names. Melonweed? It's so
People
easy.
all around
I was trying to come up with names for the new game. It's just hard now.
Not a people person.
Melonweed.
I'm just better with toasters, that's all.
And she was called Maureen because I went to college with these, in my dorm, these girls named Maureen and Tina who were best friends. And the original story is about like twins. It was like a Prince and Pauper kind of story with a Maureen. So Maureen and Tina were the rich girl, poor girl twins in the story. And then we just cut we did it. You kind of unified them in a way.
They ever find out
You
who
learn bikes.
I grew up working on it with my dad. One summer we did nothing
No.
but restore this old hardtail together. I mean,
No.
we scrubbed every bolt until it shined. But he took off one day and he never came back.
Oh, jeez.
So I switched to toasters.
Toasters. Oh, I think this toaster thing, I think we did a little,
Let me know if you need any aspirin or anything.
like poetic action movies. Action movies that have this, like, they always have a scene where, now every movie does this, where like someone sees something in a reflection, like the guy coming up behind. Why am I thinking of Hard Target? Hard Target had that. Like a lot of John Woo movies have like, so there's a toaster shot in this movie, in this game, where you see like someone coming up behind. Let's see if I can check out. Oh, who's in this picture?
Who's this?
Oh, that's me and my Uncle Pete. He took care of me after Dad split at this place he called the Mink Ranch. When he died, he left it to me.
You're a mink farmer?
Nah, that place went belly up long before he died. But I
Dirty
still
as
go
nails
back
are.
there whenever I need to
Ugh.
live for a while.
Gas can.
Wish this gas can was full.
I think it's I wish it were full then. Ugh. Bikers and grammar.
I hate seeing her like this.
Why? It's really my best side.
Whoa, butt joke.
She's got her hands all over my bike.
Jealous?
Saucy. It's a saucy dame. See if I can use how does the inventory? God, I don't even remember the key for the inventory. Let's see, inventory was the key that was maybe I. Yes.
A gas can won't help here.
Oh, good, you're not dead yet. I might still get a quote.
I heard you saved my life.
Yeah, but don't worry. I wasn't trying
So remember the idea is this town, this is a really Peter Chan thing. Every location has a story, right? So this is like this town is sinking. So you can see like this is an outbuilding built on top of another building that's already sunk into the mud of melonweed.
I want a picture of me bleeding.
It's not the blood. It's the way you were, all twisted up like a pretzel.
The way you were, all twisted up like a pretzel. I don't know why that pause was in there. It's weird. Okay.
Well, I'd better take off.
All right, drive safe now.
This is melonweed. Oh, yeah, look at that. So,
I don't walk.
well, you're walking now.
Either someone's doing some welding down there, or we're talking about some very subcode wiring.
I had a friend who's an electrical contractor who was like, I like that Full Throttle game, but what's that thing about subcode wiring? That is not an expression that any electrician would ever use. And I would say he's not an electrician, he is a biker. So here's his trailer, and he's got a jet engine strapped to it, and this weird, like, this is how you know that he's got a secret basement. This is kind of like foreshadowing later that he's got a little way down to this. I guess the big flashing windows also foreshadowing.
Locked, but flimsy looking.
Oh, look, he's coming up from the basement. See, the light stopped.
Who's out there? Hey,
Mark Hamill again.
Trying to do my yard in here,
He's an
buddy.
artist.
I don't got time to waste on bums.
I'm a friend of Moe's. I need...
Listen, I didn't take no welding torch.
A lot of jiggly jowls in this game.
I'm no crook.
Get off my back.
I didn't take no welding torch. Oh, he's lying because I can.
I got a guy coming.
This is important.
Not to me, you freaky looking hood. Now beat it.
I know this
Not for a
puzzle.
reason, or you just not.
Most of the puzzles involve kicking things down. Like we didn't even animate him flying back. He's just there. Look at him. Hey,
This
Todd.
view defines true beauty. I think he's had enough.
This is a song called Chitlin's Whiskey and Skirt that some friend of Peter McConnell's. Peter just had a track from his friend's band. He's like, I'm gonna put this song in there. It's gonna make sense. And the only problem with the song, people think this game is post-apocalyptic, like Mad Max, but it really was never imagined to be like after any sort of Holocaust or anything. It's just like an alternate world. It's more desolate. It's like Arizona. It's just like it was never meant to be like post-war or anything like that. But this song has this sings about nuclear meltdown and stuff like that. And so this is some people have cited that as like why it's post-apocalyptic. Why did I tag the sink?
His decor has a strong carnival coin toss flavor to it. I'm not putting my lips on that.
Put your lips on it.
Wouldn't look good on my bike.
I should have put one thing at the end of the game that he'll just put his lips on. Maybe Maureen. Or Maureen tries to kiss him and he says, I'm not putting my lips on that. Well, that just like, that wasn't a very hard puzzle at all. That's why this game's so short. That should have been a puzzle. It's all coming back to me now. I like this art though.
I hope he's not trying to bring these to life or anything like that.
I don't know why. That doesn't even make sense.
Ouch.
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 Oh, like ouch, bad art. Here's a total Peter Chan dog.
I had a dog with a funnel on its head when I was a kid. That would make a good mailbox post in hell. Not a bad version, really.
Bad version, like you know some better version of that song? Let's take this welding game. Hey, look! Another reason the game's so short. You're just there. We're just trying to make it convenient for the player.
It was just lying around.
A pair of forks, a little gas, and we're set.
Nope, the 3 paths. How long have I been doing the whole 3 paths thing? I gotta make one of them 4 just to... Okay. This is the first puzzle. Can I alt-tab out of this? Will that break everything? Yeah, apparently. I was gonna show you something on the internet. Okay, I won't show you that. Whoa! I've broken the game. I've done a horrible thing. Hold on. Scum VM, heroes of Scum. I like the Scum VM, guys. Okay. How can I get rid of that? Oh, man. Okay, this is what I was going to show you. You ready? Okay, we're going to pretend. Let me alt-tab out of the game. Alt-tab. It worked without any problems. In a strange way, this was the inspiration for this Junkyard puzzle that we're seeing, because I was like thinking a lot about adventure games, and there was, some thought that maybe the puzzles are there's just too much crap. There's too much crap in your inventory, and they're just too complicated, and not complicated like tricky, just there's a lot of detritus. There's a lot of just, did I sound smart because I said detritus? Do you say detritus?
Yeah.
That's how I say, but I said detritus, it sounds a little smarter. No? Okay. It's a lot of crap, and like you can simplify it, like what is the essence of a puzzle, and start thinking about how I wanted to do a puzzle where everything was on the screen, and you just had to figure it out by just looking at it. And I kept thinking about this puzzle, which actually I hated when I was a kid because I could never get it. But it's actually a good puzzle because you're supposed to print this out, cut it out. This is 2 riders and 2 donkeys, and you're trying to figure out how to get the donkeys on the riders. And you move this piece of paper around. You can't cut the riders. You have these 3 pieces. You're trying to put them somewhere. But the problem is that this horse the horse's back is arched like a sway back here, but on the horse it just doesn't match. You can't get them to line up. And the trick is to actually line the horses up like this and put the jockey in place so that actually this head goes with this jockey, but then this tail is behind it. And so you mix them up in a way that's counterintuitive. So all the ingredients are there. Like I don't have to pull out a crazy inventory item to make this puzzle work, because I just should be able to stare at it and figure it out. But I just can't figure it out because there's some counterintuitive, just turning the picture sideways or doing something unusual to make it work. And so that was what I was thinking about when we designed this puzzle. Load. Heroes of Scum. Wow, that was fast. Oh, but that stuff is on the screen again. God, that can't be part of the save game, can it? Sorry, I'm going to restart. Unless you have an idea of how to force something to be in full screen. It's getting hot in here. Are you doing technical support right now? Oh, great. Windows, install some updates right now. You see.
It's only 14 of them.
Oh my God. I shall solve this cube before it comes back. No, I won't. Go ahead, ask me a question about Full Throttle. Go ahead.
Why'd you pick Mark Hamill?
Why did I pick Mark Hamill? It's like Luke Skywalker. It's awesome. That might have been Tamlin's idea, the voice director. I'm trying to think. He had just started doing Joker stuff, I think. Voice work, for, I don't know what version of Batman that was, but they were doing in the 90s, but
It's so good.
and so he was doing Joker, and everyone was all excited, and so we had that special Lucas connection, and so we called him up. And he was so nice. He was in the studio, he did 3 voices, and we got so comfortable with him because we went to lunch, and he was telling stories at Musso and Frank's, and then we came back for lunch, and then he did some press, and he's such a pro because he was like talking about working on the project as if he'd been working on it for like a year and really cared about it. And he was like, yeah, these guys are doing it great, it's a really great game. And then I was just so immature. I was like on the mic. He had headphones on while he was pretending to do this interview, and I was saying really distracting things into the headphones. And really looking back on it, I was acting very unprofessionally. And we've never worked together again. No, he's awesome. He He was really into the OJ trials, which were going on at the time. He was like, I'm going on, he was like going to the courtroom to watch it. He was so into it. No, okay. All right, so now, you rolling?
Horses, donkeys.
Okay, yeah, so the puzzle was the idea that you look, so everything you need to solve the puzzle is on the screen, except for this a big lie, because actually I forgot something. There is an inventory item you need. So stupid.
Tough-looking padlock.
It's weird. You always look for these like Millennium Falcons in Peter's work. There's always like a Star Wars, a little bit of Star Wars,
Padlock.
and everything he does.
Break that lock.
Sure you could. Just kick it off,
I
Ben.
couldn't break that lock.
Bite it.
I'm not putting my lips on that. Tough-looking padlock.
Use your eye socket.
I couldn't break that lock.
Crap, I need a crowbar somewhere. Okay. So the puzzle is that you open this a little bit, and then you try to go to it, it closes. I remember getting a hate mail from my father, like actual written statement of like, it was a letter saying, this game is so messed up, like I should be able to do any physical thing I can think of doing. Like if I could get I could find a stick and I could prop that up, why can't I do that in the game? It's like, wow, you actually wrote a letter about how mad you are about the genre of adventure games existing. Get off of that crowbar. I know there's a crowbar.
I think he's had enough.
I think this might be a pixel hunting thing. I forget how I get that lock off the door. People are laughing at me now because I can't remember this. Look how fast you can get around because that whole double tap thing. They're talking about doing that in the Red's Adventure, but it does make the game a lot shorter. But see, this is what the debate was. Greg was like, we should make you walk around and enjoy the environment that you're in. But I'm like, you're not enjoying it when you're looking for a crowbar. I swear there's a crowbar.
Mo,
No,
Yeah, Ben?
give me that wrench.
got another personal question for you.
I can totally use that wrench. Okay.
I need that hose that's on the table.
Are you giving me hints? What hose is on the table?
Right behind him.
Oh, see? This is why adventure games are terrible. That's the hose. It really... See, that's the pixel hunting thing people complain about. That's why they see, like in Special Edition of Monkey Island, you highlight all the interactive. That's why some people like that. But really, I think that should just be solved with good art direction. Like, that hose should not have been a background object, the same light value as like these objects that are not interactive. It should appear to be interesting, like this shiny gray bike and this sea of green. It should have been gray. It should have been silver. It should have been... See, that really just makes you have to do this. Like, scan the whole room with your cursor. But I don't need the hose, I need the crowbar. Where's the crowbar? It is a crowbar. Yeah. I wired this up. Yeah, Z masking. Look at that perfect Z masking. Nice. Is there a crowbar in here somewhere? Oh God, how embarrassing to do this on camera. Greatly increased. No, may someday to kiss your lips.
I don't collect art, and I also don't collect whatever that is. I don't collect art, and I also
I'm already
don't
stuck.
collect...
This game's not short. This game is long. If I don't find that crowbar, oh wait. I have to open these cupboards, I remember. What's that? Oh, that's a stake for the junkyard. I forget how you look at something in your inventory. Maybe you can't. What's that? Lockpick. Sing. I just hadn't noticed. That's always the answer to any problem in an adventure game. You just didn't notice something in one of the rooms. Pick the lock. I would have gone for a crowbar. Ah, see, you might think. You don't need this lock, they just got thrown on the ground. You totally have to pick it up. Now let's go back. Let's take care of this. Now, so I was totally wrong about saying everything you need is on the screen, because it's not. You had to go get that lock. And the thing you had to do with the lock is take the lock and actually lock the gate shut. So now, when you try and pull the chain, it can't pull the gate up, and instead,
Junk.
it's awesome. Okay, so you climb that's the end of that puzzle story. So you climb up there. But I love how you can tell Peter McConnell to be like, you want it to be like the SWAT theme, but we don't want to get sued. So he does like the SWAT theme. He can't get sued. Also, there's a little bit of foreshadowing of that junkyard dog running behind that trash, which I think we totally was inspired by Out of This World. Did you ever play Out of This World? You like walk into a room, and then way off in the distance you'll see like a little monster running away. You know you're gonna see that monster later. This is my actual car. I had a '69 Le Mans. It was my dad's. I bought for my dad. And then at lunch one day, I had a bunch of friends, went to lunch. I was starting the car, and someone goes, "Do you smell gas?" And I was like, "No." And it boom, just like this boom happened in the engine, and black smoke came out of the defroster vents, and it just burst into flames. And I was like, "Get out of the car!" And everyone jumped out of the car. And I ran to this jewelry store, and I was like, I need to use your phone. My car's on fire. And they're like I picked it up, like 911, and my car's on fire. And I told them where I was. And I ran back, and there was already a fire truck there because I was across the street from the fire department. I just walked over. And they're already there, and there were flames engulfing my car, my beautiful car, which I love so much. Look at it. And see the sensuous curves. It's a little bit like a GTO, but it's the Pontiac version. It's like a family version of a GTO. It's a 350, and they got so hot that there are bubbles baked into the glass of the windshield of the car. And everyone went back to the office, and I was waiting there with a tow truck, and they hooked it up, and they took it home after they put out the fire. And then I went back to the office, and Peter Chan had been painting the junkyard that day, and he painted my car into the junkyard, which was really sad because I still wanted the car to be fixed. It still hasn't been fixed to this day, but it's not dead. My electrician friend with the subcode wiring has that car in his garage right now. But if you go and look at it, let's see. Go down there, Ben. Ooh, nice big fist there. I can tell you that was Charlie Ramos.
Cars? No, thank you.
Oh, he doesn't like cars. He's a biker, but look.
Ooh, fire damage. Forget about it.
Fire damage. Forget about it. Because I called all these like the mechanics and stuff in town. They're like, we don't like to work on fire damage. The guys get dirty. They don't like it. I want to see how that monster went.
Just the kind of forks I need.
Oh.
Right on top.
Oh, but wait. Roar! A big bulldog. Ah! I love that run animation of Ben. That was pretty good. Really, I think Ben could kick that dog's ass.
The dog was eating metal. There's metal in his mouth.
Well, true. He could have looked crazier, though. He could have looked more Cujo. I think a lot of people might not have figured out to walk over here. Why is this junkyard? I guess this is this place where junk is really valuable and needs to be protected like Helm's Deep. Come on. Oh, I'm getting in the crane. But wait, I haven't done an important thing yet. So a lot of people get stuck here. That dog behavior is actually pretty complicated. Okay, I'm gonna drop this car on you, dog. I can't believe we made it so you could actually stack cars, because it's not the solution of the puzzle. Oh, look, he's in there. Anyone who says full throttle short, you did not spend enough time playing with the cars in the junkyard. Squish. I wonder how many cars I can stack up. Anyway, this is bullshit. Okay. Where are you, Ben? Oh, I'm out in the junkyard. Okay. Now, what is it that gets the... Okay, I can go down here. Oh my god, what am I doing? Okay. Put the steak in this one.
Here, Poochie Pooch.
Here, Poochie Pooch. Oh my god.
Don't have a teeth, look.
And maybe the fact that you can stack the cars is what confused people, because they thought, oh, that must be the solution to the puzzle. I gotta stack these cars. When really the solution is you put the steak in the car and you haul the mud up. I mean, that's pretty abstract in a way. Like, yeah, sucker. See you later. Why am I in the junkyard? Oh, I want the forks. He's using the metal sound effect when he should really be using the dirt sound effect. Can't get it all. Look how many cars they stacked up here. That is really not safe. Okay, forks. Should have made the art on the forks more. Oh, and again, I'm right back at Maureen's.
Nice forks.
See, the reason you know it's not post-apocalyptic is that she's putting on a lot of lipstick.
Gotta gas her up.
What kind of road warrior character puts on a lot of lipstick? Okay, what do I need? Oh, gas. I can do this before 5 o'clock. Oh, God, I gotta go. Okay, one more puzzle. Okay. I know what to do here, so I'm just gonna solve it. So we're showing this demo to the A&M record guys, saying, hey, we want to use Soundgarden in the game. And when the cops arrive, one of them was like, why do all video game soundtracks sound like porn music? This is when he said that. I don't think that sounds like porn music. I've never seen any pornography. What? I've said I've never seen any pornography. See, it's all 3D. You can see how it's all. I think I might have actually named those characters, but I'm not sure. I like it because it sounds like heavy metal in the movie.
He must have run away.
I just thought he looked like Cary Grant a little bit here.
He must be hiding up in the tower. We got him treed. Let's go up and get him.
We got him treed. Oh crap. Do I have a gas can? Yeah. Oh, that was a bug. Okay. Take the hose. Put the hose in the hose looks like a question mark. Okay. Do it. Now. Okay, the green really stands out, which is great. Now. I think it's a collapsible. That's a nice. Okay. Now here, I think is one of the only times you actually use the mouth to mean suck it, as opposed to talk.
Who's that down there in the yard?
Oh.
It's him. Get him. Where?
Running animation.
Over there.
Yeah, with a little splash.
You go on the other side and we'll have him cornered.
Where'd he go? Let's call him quits, huh, boss? No, let's call on reinforcements.
Oh, this is a nice touch there, you guys. Oh, Ben actually hid back here. Oh, fly right at the camera, right? Just like fucking Blade Runner right there.
Oh, good. You get this from the gas tower?
Not exactly.
Where's the Back to the Future?
Well, that's it. Wait outside for a minute and I'll finish her up.
Why do I have to wait outside?
Surprise.
Mo's almost done with my bike. Maybe there's a chance I can stop the ambush.
Ambush? Really? Where?
Somewhere between here and Corville. My crew is escorting some VIP.
She had a car hidden in it all that. She's got like a Yugo.
Thanks for the lift. Now I got a quote for you.
All right, here she comes.
Forgot about that part. That's pretty good. Oh, it took so long to write the actual name of what this is. Solid fuel.
And I feel what?
You're amazing. I should crash that thing every day. So what's the surprise?
Oh, just your average everyday pre-regulation destroyer class solid fuel recoil booster.
You're serious?
Yes.
but only the vultures.
She looks really hot there.
My connections. Now, are you gonna try?
Only the
this
vultures.
out or not?
What's this tattoo, Maureen? Is it a vulture?
Ooh, wish I had.
Pre-regulation destroyer class solid fuel recoil booster.
Just Blair. Scaring away my
That took like a
regular
whole
customers.
day to write that.
Send me a postcard from the ambush.
Was there like it's probably Leigh Ahern who did this like little touch of fire on everything. I had mixed feelings about this. The animators. And there's that cool music again. I think we have to stop now. It's such a short game. I should have been able to speed run the whole thing in 1 hour. What? Yeah, we had technical problems. I don't know about this. Great. See, I think that light beam was taken from a downwardly drawn light beam and then rotated sideways. And forget it. Okay, we thought we were leaving town, but we're not. That's kind of demotivating. Okay, I'm gonna save it right here. Okay. We'll come back and finish later. I swear.